Namaste brilliance. I hope you all are doing fine and using your time wisely at home. I hope you are using this time constructively in your studies. So students, today I am Akish Sharma and I am going to teach you science of class 8. And today we are going to study chapter synthetic fiber and plastic. Okay. Now, before starting a chapter synthetic fiber and plastic, let me recall you what we have already studied before. Okay, so just take the first topic as fiber. Now, what is fiber? Thin, hair, like strand. Thin hair like strand. Now, what happens if you take the fabric and you try to open the fabric or you try to separate the fabric, then what will happen? You will find some straight thread like structure, and those thin hair like structure is known as fiber. So what is fiber? Thin hair like strand from which each and every fabric is made up of. Okay, now fiber is of two types which you have already studied. Two types of fiber, that is natural fiber and synthetic fiber. Natural fiber and synthetic fiber. So in class 6 you have studied about what is fiber, what is natural fiber. Okay, now in that class you also have studied that types of natural fiber. Now natural fiber is that fiber which is obtained from the nature directly. Now there are two types of natural fiber, that is plant fiber which obtained from the plant, animal fiber which is obtained from the animal. Okay, is it clear now? Now in class 6 you have studied about two types of plant fiber, that is cotton and jute. Now when you reach into class 7 you studied about animal fiber, that is wool and silk. Now in class 8 we will study about synthetic fiber. Is it clear? Now what is synthetic fiber? Fiber which are made by men. Okay, so fiber which are made by the men in the laboratory, in the industry, that is known as synthetic fiber. Is it clear? Now synthetic fiber is made, it is made up of polymer. Now student, this chapter is mainly theoretical, but if you try to understand it, I will explain this chapter in such a way that you will understand each and every topic. You don't need to cram it. Now next thing is that synthetic fiber is made up of polymer. Now the question arises, what is this word? That is known as polymer or polymers. Okay, now see carefully. Poly means many, mer means unit. So what is polymer? Polymer, when small chain, okay, when a small molecule repeated or joined together many times to form a large chain of molecule, that is known as polymer. So what I say, when a small molecule joined together to form a large chain of molecule, that is known as polymer. Is it clear? Now take an example of polymer. Suppose I am having a small molecule, that is A and B. So see it very carefully. I am having a molecule in which two types of atom are there, A and B. Now what happened to form the polymer out of it? A, B, A. Okay, and so on. So, like I will define the word, try to understand it. What is polymer? When small molecules are joined together to form a large chain of molecule, this is known as polymer. Is it clear to you? Now, take an example of polymer. Take a live example. So, what happens if and ethylene and ethylene join together to form ethylene N. Understand? Now try to understand the difference between this N and this N. Now the difference between this both N is here N stand for molecule. That means N number of ethylene joining together. If 2 is there, then 2 molecule of ethylene joining together. If 3 is there, 3 molecule are joining together. So what happened? They form a large chain, and that's why I have written at the bottom N at the bottom. Understand? Here N atom are connected or joined together. Is it clear to everyone? Now it is an example of polymer. Now next after polymer, next definition comes that is known as monomer. Now what is monomer? Monomer is a small unit. Monomer is a small unit from which we obtain the polymer. Okay. Now this AB, what is this? It is a monomer. Here ethylene, what is this? It is a monomer. So what is monomer? Monomer is a small unit, a small molecule from which we obtain the polymer, that is known as monomer. Okay. Now understand it. Mono means one, and mer means unit. So one unit. Understand? So try to understand it one more way. Suppose we have monomer. Monomer means one unit. Take an example. I am taking A as molecule. So A. Next, dimer. Dimer means 2 unit. So 2 unit are there of molecule. So A 2 unit dimer. Next, trimer. Trimer means 3 unit. Then A. It is clear to you? Next, tetramer, and in this way so on, many numbers can be accommodated. Understood? So at last, what we have, that is polymer. Polymer means many unit, and you can write it as A, and so on, or you can write it as A, N. So what this arrow means, that A is connected on this side to A and on that side to A also. Okay, it is infinite long chain, and that's why this is known as polymer, in which number of molecule is very large. It is clear to you, students? Okay. Now try to understand that what is the need of synthetic fiber. Need of synthetic fiber. So what is happening at that time? Okay. So initially what happened, as you know, in the history of clothing, that man, when he start wearing the clothes, so initially he make the cloth out of the animal skin, then they start cutting the plant to make the clothes. So what happening after some time, we are having a shortage of clothes. Okay, so killing the animals, like if you know about silk is obtained from silkworm, so we have to kill the silk moth to obtain the silk. So that is very harsh process. We have to kill the organism for that. So that's why it is very hard. So why is the need of synthetic fiber? Synthetic fiber need is because they are easily available to us. They can be obtained from the chemicals. They are inexpensive. They are not so much costly as compared to natural fiber, because there is large process of extraction for the natural fiber. So that's why we can easily obtain the synthetic fiber. So that's why there is a need of synthetic fiber. Now next topic is classification of synthetic fiber. Okay, so now we have to study about classification of synthetic weak fiber, or you can say classification of polymer. How are polymer classified? Okay. Now to understand that polymer classified, there are numerous ways. There are many ways in which we classify the polymer. So what are those ways? Now the very first way is on the basis of monomer. On the basis of monomer. Understand? So what is this? On the basis of monomer, polymer is divided into homopolymer, and copolymer. Homopolymer and copolymer. So what is homopolymer? Homo means same. Homo means same. So those polymers which are made up of same monomer, or those polymers which are made up of only one monomer, that is known as homopolymer. Now those polymers which are made up of more than two monomer are referred as copolymer. Okay. Now the example of homopolymer is PVC. PVC pipes are there. Polyvinyl chloride. Okay. Teflon, which we use in non-stick pen. Okay. Polythene. So these are some of the examples of homopolymer. Now copolymer, Dacron, Bakelite, and nylon 66. Nylon 66. Okay. So these are the example of the polymer which are copolymer and homopolymer. Is it clear to you? Now next we are going to study the classification on the basis of occurrence. Okay. So next classification on the basis of occurrence. Occurrence means how they exist. Okay. So next, on the basis of occurrence. So students, on the basis of occurrence, polymers are divided into two types. Now what are those two types? First type is natural polymer. Second one is synthetic or artificial polymer. Okay, natural and synthetic polymer. Now what is natural polymer? Polymer which are obtained from the nature directly, that is known as natural polymer, and polymer which are obtained from the laboratory, obtained from the lab, industry, or made by the man, that type of polymer is referred as the synthetic polymer. Now some example of the natural polymer are wool, silk, cellulose. Clear it up? Now move on to the next type, that is synthetic polymer. So polymer which are made by the men, they are Teflon, PVC, and polythene. Okay. Now after that, next classification of polymer is on the basis of molecular forces. Okay students, so on the basis of molecular forces which exist between the polymers, there are four types of polymer. Okay, now what are these four types of polymer? These four types of polymer are, first one is elastomer. So what are elastomer? Elastomer are those polymer which have weak forces, between them. Now what happen in these type of elastomer? You can change the shape easily. Okay, for example, rubber. Now what happen? You can change the shape of the rubber. Now what happen when you remove the forces? The rubber will rechange its shape or gain its original shape. So these type of polymer are referred as elastomer because they contain weak force between them. Okay. Now next type of polymer is fiber. So fiber are those polymer which contain very strong force between them. Now because of the very high or strong force between them, they are very tough, they are very strong. Okay, the fiber. And the example of fiber is nylon. Is it clear? Now the third type is thermoplastic polymer. Now in these type of polymer, the forces are neither strong nor weak. Okay, so in this type of thermoplastic polymer, the force present between them is not even weak, is neither weak and neither strong. So the example of thermoplastic can be plastic, polythene. Okay, so plastic, polythene, these are some of the example of the thermoplastic. Okay, now in this type of plastic, when you heat them up, you can change their shape, and on again reheating, you can change the shape of these type of thermoplastic easily. While next one which we are going to study, that is known as thermosetting polymer. Now in thermosetting polymer, the force is strong force present between them. Okay, so what happen in these type of polymer, you can change the shape on heating, but again you cannot change their shape. Okay, now one more thing you need to remember, in case of thermoplastic, they do not contain any cross links. Okay, they do not contain cross link. Now what do I mean by cross link? Say for example, if you are having a long chain, okay, if I am having long chain of polymer, now this is a straight chain, okay, but in some cases, in some example, suppose this is another example, here I have taken carbon chain, okay, carbon arranged like in this way, so this is known as cross link. Okay, there are two type of polymers there, one is single chain, one is cross link. Okay, so this type of structure is known as cross link, and this type of structure is known as linear chain. Okay, so now what happen in thermoplastic, they does not contain the cross link between them, so what happen, you can change their shape easily, but in thermosetting they contain the cross link. So what happen, if their shape is changed one time, so what will happen, their shape cannot be changed again, and this type of polymer is referred as thermosetting plastic, and they contain strong force between them. Okay, so I hope this much topic is clearly understood to you. Okay, now it is just the beginning of this chapter. Okay, now in this chapter you will study about advantage, disadvantage of synthetic fiber, types of synthetic fiber, and you will study about plastic, its type, and the effect on the environment of plastic. Okay, now let us move on to the next topic, that is advantages of synthetic fiber, or you can say that characteristic of synthetic fiber. Okay, now it will tell you that why a synthetic fiber is used. Okay, so next topic is characteristic of synthetic fiber. Characteristic of synthetic fiber. Okay, now the very first characteristic of synthetic fiber, okay, they are elastic. They are elastic. Elastic means that they are stretchable in nature. You can stretch them up. They are elastic in nature. You can stretch them, and after removing the force, they regain its shape. Understand? So stretchable cloth material, so they are due to that nature is called elastic nature, and synthetic fiber are elastic in nature. Next point, they are wrinkle resistant. They are wrinkle resistance. Now understand this word wrinkle. Okay, you might have seen your grandfather, grandmother. They have wrinkle on their face. Wrinkle means jhurriyan. Okay. Similarly, suppose whenever you wear your cotton shirt, and after some time, you will notice that some type of sulfatane or some type of wrinkles appear on the shirt. So that is known as wrinkles, sulfatane. Okay. Now synthetic material, synthetic fiber are wrinkle resistant. That means no matter how much you wear it, they are resistant to wrinkle. Okay. They do not form the wrinkles on the shirt. Next, they are resistant to moth and chemicals. Okay, so they do not have any effect of any chemicals on them, and also they are unaffected by the action of the bacteria, by the action of microorganisms. You might have seen when a mother put the cloth in the briefcase or some suitcase for long period of time, she put naphthalene ball in it. Why? So that the insect bacteria do not grow on the cloth. That's why. So synthetic fiber, they are resistant to moth and chemical. They do not have any effect on it. Next one, they are good insulator. They are good insulator of heat as well as electricity. Heat and electricity. Okay, they do not conduct electricity, they do not conduct heat. Okay, next point, they are like I told you, inexpensive. They are very cheap, and that's why they are used. Okay, they are inexpensive in nature. They are more durable. Durable means last long. So they last long for many years as compared to the natural fabric which we got a natural fiber. Okay, they last for many period of time, and they are easily available. Okay, we can easily produce them in our laboratory, so they are easily available, inexpensive, and more durable in nature. Okay, next is they are tough. So what happen? They can use to lift heavy loads. Next, they are light. And that's why they can be easily drawn into a very thin wire. So these are some of the characteristics of synthetic fiber, that why we use synthetic fiber. They are elastic, they are wrinkle resistant, they are resistant to moth and chemical, they are good insulator of heat, electricity, they are inexpensive, more durable, easy to reproduce, easily available, they are tough in nature and have very tensile strength. They are very light and easily used to make the thin fiber. Next is disadvantage of synthetic fiber. Now what are disadvantages of synthetic fiber? The very first is that they do not breathe. So synthetic fiber, synthetic material, synthetic fiber, they are not breathable. That means they do not allow air to pass through them. Okay, so understand the first point. Next, second point, they do not absorb sweat. Okay, so synthetic fiber, synthetic material, it does not absorb the sweat. So whenever you are sweating, okay, so what will happen? The sweat will remain on your skin and you will feel sticky. Okay. Third, they gets damaged by heat. So synthetic fiber, synthetic material, they are very sensitive towards the heat. So what happens if your mother is ironing the synthetic material? So what happens? They can get damaged very easily. Okay. Next, fourth point, they are inflammable. So they are inflammable in nature or they are flammable in nature. What does it mean? That they catch fire very rapidly. And believe me guys, if you are working nearby the fire, you don't want to wear synthetic material, never ever. Because what happens if the synthetic fiber catches the fire, it catches the fire immediately and start burning. And when it burns, it start melting and it stick up with your skin. So that's why if you are wearing synthetic material or clothes which are made clothes, so what happens? They cause more damage, they cause more burning in the case of burning. Okay, they cause more damage. And while as compared to the natural fabric. Okay, and last, the main point is they are non biodegradable in nature. So they are non-biodegradable in nature. Okay. So what it means that biodegradable, non-biodegradable, you studied before that biodegradable means which will decay by the action of microorganisms, which will decompose or break down by the help of microorganisms. So they are non-biodegradable. That means they do not have any effects of microorganism or any. They do not biodegrade, they do not decompose. Okay, so they stay in the environment as such and cause pollution. For example, plastic. Okay, so I hope Gurukulians you have understood this much concept of this chapter very easily and clearly. I have tried to explain each and every topic in detail here. So if you have any doubt, any query, you can ask in the WhatsApp group or in the comments. So students, I hope you understand this chapter very clearly. In our next lecture, I come back with the types of synthetic fiber, and after that I will throw some light on the plastic and its type. Thank you.